Darlington for the round of 10. This is the third race we have had today. After this, I'm going to try to not have 3 races today, probably only like 1 or 2, because this is just way too many. You all, I've had Las Vegas, the All-Star Open, and the All-Star Race. I am getting extremely tired here. But trying to sit down the point standings. But y'all can look at our point standings here. We have our playoff standings. We have Keselowski, Briscoe, Bowman, Burton, Busch, Logano, Byron, and Wallace are currently advancing. Jones and Stenhouse are currently in the elimination. So if Jones and Stenhouse both DNF, mean that they... If Stenhouse and Jones, I don't know how it's going to go. But it goes by the finishing results. So, so we have all the playoff drivers, and it goes by the finishing. So Logano wouldn't have made it into the playoffs if he did not finish second at North Wilkesboro. If he finished 9th, I don't think he would have made it. But luckily, that 22 Auto Trader Mustang did make it, and there goes the ramp. I have to use my whiteboard as the ramp, and it's just so hard to do it. It's cooperate. But yeah, so let's get into the playoffs. So let's get into group number 1. Group 1, we have Brad Keselowski, playoffs, alongside Chris Buescher. Teammates, and Keselowski's in the playoffs, and Buescher is not. What can Keselowski do? What can Buescher do? God knows. Oh, it needs to be further up than that, like that, I think. Yeah. That's the work. Now. Oh! I was like, neither of them made it. Neither of them make it because Keselowski beat Buescher. So that's definitely too steep. But playoff driver Brad Keselowski is going to advance to the next round. And Chris Buescher loses hope in Darlington. But that's definitely too steep. Not by a lot, but just lower it down just a tiny bit. Alright, that should be good. And in the next round, we have Ryan Preece and Chase Briscoe playoffs. That is going to be something because Ryan Preece is in the playoffs and Chase Briscoe is in the playoffs. And they are also teammates. Briscoe leads lap 1, and Preece is not going to make it, meaning playoff driver Chase Briscoe is going to advance to the next round, and Ryan Preece is going to lose hope in Darlington. And the next round, we have Kyle Busch playoffs alongside AJ Allmendinger, who is going to make it. These drivers are not teammates, but Busch is in the playoffs. Allmendinger is not. Kyle Busch leads lap number 1. I can't tell if Allmendinger made it. Allmendinger does make it, so Kyle Busch is going to lead lap number 1. Kyle Busch is going to lead lap 2. Wow, the board collapses and AJ Allmendinger doesn't make it. So playoff driver Kyle Busch is going to advance to the next round, and AJ Allmendinger is going to lose hope in Darlington. So far, none of the playoff drivers are being eliminated besides Stenhouse and Jones, it still remains the same. Ooh. In the next round, we have Mark Truex Jr. and Bubba Wallace playoffs. They're Toyota teammates, but they're not teammates. And Truex is not in the playoffs. And Wallace is in the playoffs, and Truex is not in the playoffs. Bubba Wallace is going to lead lap number 1. Bubba Wallace is going to lead lap number 2 and knock over the camera. Bubba Wallace is going to lead lap number 2 and knock over the camera. Lap number 3. Bubba Wallace, another playoff driver, is going to have hope. Bubba Wallace, who is in the playoffs, is going to advance to the next round, and Mark Truex Jr. loses hope in Darlington. I guess these playoff cars are just much better since they're in the playoffs. But in the next group, we have Harrison Burton playoffs and Daniel Suarez. They're not manufacturer teammates. They're not teammates. But Burton is in the playoffs and Suarez is not. Oh, and there goes the ramp once again. Can this ramp just stay up, my bro? Harrison Burton does lead lap 1, ramming into the camera. That's to do the trick. So let's do a test lap with Daniel. So they should be able to make it. And lap number 3, Burton, who is in the playoffs. The playoff drivers have just been on a roll. Harrison Burton, who is in the playoffs, is going to have hope. He advances to the next round, and Daniel Suarez is going to lose hope in Darlington. It's something about these playoff cars that are just making them really strong. In the next group, we have Justin Haley and Alex Bowman playoffs. They are manufacturer teammates, but they're different drivers, and Bowman is in the playoffs, but Haley is not. So I'm expecting Bowman to run good. And Denny Hamlin is running first. So we have obviously made this a little too steep. So we're going to put it at that and have a redo lap. Alex Bowman leads lap number 1. Now this is much better. So now that we know that a playoff driver has just led lap number 1, he has a bigger chance of winning because they do break at the end. But no, Bowman crossed the camera, meaning another playoff driver, Alex Bowman, is going to have hope in Darlington. He advances to the next round. Justin Haley is going to lose hope. Now my question is, because we only have 4 more groups that has a playoff driver, and then we're going to groups with no playoff drivers. I'm excited to see how the groups with no playoff drivers are going to go out. Plus, our last group has 3 drivers. And in the next group, we have Denny Hamlin and Joey Logano playoffs. They are not teammates. They're not manufacturer teammates. But Joey Logano is in the playoffs. Denny Hamlin is not. Oh. Joey Logano leads lap 1. That was something big. Hamlin came down, just completely whacked the camera. And now I know that Logano has a chance because he's a playoff driver and just led lap 1. Oh, and in a photo finish, the non-playoff driver of Denny Hamlin is finally going to lead a lap. Finally, Denny is the first non-playoff driver to lead, and Hamlin is going to finally change things. Joey Logano, a playoff driver, is going to lose hope in Darlington. And Denny Hamlin, wherever his car went, he is not a playoff driver. I just found him. He is not a playoff driver, and he's going to have hopes in Darlington. Finally, things go around, and Denny Hamlin, a non-playoff driver, is going to advance or want. Whatever. In the next group, Eric Almirola and William Byron playoffs. They are not teammates. They're not manufacturer teammates. And William Byron is in the playoffs, and Eric Almirola is not. Oh! Eric Almirola, the non-playoff driver, is going to lead lap 1, ramming into the camera. So now things are starting to swap. After the playoff drivers dominating, we now have the non-playoff drivers are getting closer and closer to dominating like the playoff drivers were. Oh, both of them are going to make it, and Almirola leads lap number 2. One last lap. Oh, but sadly, finally, it was a photo finish, and it was Byron. I thought it was Almirola for a second, but we have announced it. William Byron, a playoff driver, has hope in Darlington. He advances to the next round, and Eric Almirola is going to lose hope in Darlington. Whew. 2 more rounds that have playoff drivers. And in the next round, we have Ty Gibbs and Eric Jones playoffs. How is that going to work out? God knows. But it's Ty Gibbs and Eric Jones in the next round. They are not the same manufacturer. They're not manufacturer teammates. They're not teammates. But Eric Jones is in the playoffs and Ty Gibbs is not. Now, if Jones doesn't get this, he drops to the bottom of the list. If Jones doesn't get this, if I remember correctly, Jones does not advance. Ty Gibbs, both of them go down sideways, with Ty Gibbs leading lap number 1. Eric Jones is going to take a shot and lead lap number 2. Can Eric Jones stay at the top, or is Eric Jones going to drop to the bottom? Ty Gibbs is going to have hope. The non-playoff driver is going to have hope in Darlington. Oh, boy. This is going to shake up our standings, all right? Ty Gibbs is going to have hope in Darlington. He advances to the next round, and Eric Jones, a playoff driver, is going to lose hope because he will not advance, and he joins his playoff teammate of Joey Logano. Well, not teammate, but the other playoff driver of Joey Logano. Meaning that can shake up the points because I believe now Jones has dropped to the bottom lane. And in the next row, we have Ricky Stenhouse Jr. playoffs alongside Brandon Jones. No, this is Josh Berry in the 18. So it's Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Josh Berry. Josh Berry is having some practicing practicing the team before he moves over to the 4-car full-time next year. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is going to take it to us. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., a playoff driver, leads lap 1. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., a playoff driver, leads lap number 2. Is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. about to get it in Darlington? Is he about to advance to the next round? Yes! flipping upside down. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is going to have hope in Darlington. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is going to advance to the next round as a playoff driver. And Josh Berry is going to lose hope in Darlington. That is all of our groups for the playoffs. That's all of the groups that have playoff drivers. And Erica Jones and Joey Logano are the ones to be out. So I believe those two are out of the playoffs, but I'm not 100% sure. But that's how to get into the rounds with no playoff drivers. And in the next group, we have Christopher Bell and Kevin Harvick. Kevin Harvick, in his last year, he has never made the playoffs, and he doesn't make the playoffs this year. So Harvick officially does not make the playoffs. I mean, Harvick is never going to make the playoffs in this series, sadly. But he can still get a win. Kevin Harvick is going to lead lap number 1. And Christopher Bell gave the camera a nod. Christopher Bell said hi. Gave the camera a little nod. Oh, don't you be falling on me. Harvick leads lap number 1. So that can Christopher Bell leads lap number 2. And Darlington. And hope is lost for Kevin Harvick. He doesn't make it. Hope is lost for Kevin Harvick. He is not going to advance. And hope for Christopher Bell. He is going to make it. He will advance to the next round. In the next group, we have Michael McDowell and Kyle Larson. Non-playoff drivers, and they're not the same manufacturer teammates. Oh, they're both going to have a mess up. Oh, boy. Larson is going to lead lap number 1, and McDowell is going to lose hope in Darlington. He doesn't make it. McDowell loses hope in Darlington, and Kyle Larson is going to have hope. He advances to the next round. I forgot to say our All-Star winner, Kyle Busch, made it, because he's the All-Star winner. In the next round, we have Corey LaJoie and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Corey LaJoie and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Same manufacturer, and they're not in the playoffs. How is this going to turn out? These two drivers have dueled before. It's Dale Earnhardt Jr. leading lap number 1. And these drivers have dueled before in the Nascar Fender Cup Series. I believe it was Las Vegas. I don't know, but Dale Earnhardt Jr. leads lap number 2. Is Dale Earnhardt Jr. about to get hope in the NASCAR Fender Cup Series? Is he going to advance? No! Corey LaJoie is going to make it to the end. Corey LaJoie has hope in Darlington. Dale had a mess up. Dale Jr. is going to lose hope once again in Darlington. He is not going to advance. Corey LaJoie has hope in Darlington. He is going to advance to the next round. We're coming to the last of the rows. In the next row, we have Austin Dillon and Ryan Blaney. Both of these drivers have 0 wins in their whole career. Austin Dillon's not a rookie, but this is basically Dillon's rookie year because this is his first year in NASCAR Fender Cup. Austin Dillon is going to lead lap number 1 in a photo finish with Ryan Blaney. Oh, they're both going to have a mess up. And it's Austin Dillon beating Ryan Blaney at the end. Austin Dillon is going to have hope in Darlington. He advances to the next round, and Ryan Blaney is going to not advance. He loses hope in Darlington. Fast, get one of my cars into the camera. In the next round, we have Chase Elliott and Jimmy Johnson. Elliott and Jimmy used to be teammates. Not anymore. Same manufacturer though. And Jimmy Johnson's going to lead lap 1. Oh, Chase Elliott's nose is sticking out. Is it? Yes, it's sticking out by barely anything. That means Jimmy Johnson is going to have hope in Darlington. He advances to the next round. And Chase Elliott loses hope in Darlington. He is not going to advance. Chase Elliott has already missed the IRL playoffs and the Kinder Cup playoffs. Things have just not been looking good for him. And now, for the final round, we have Tyler Reddick, Ty Dillon, and we have Ross Chastain. Who is going to make it to this final round? Dude, are you kidding me right now? I swear. I fixed it, and as soon as the cars are put on, it just collapses. Dude, just what the heck is wrong with this ramp? Fine, it's going to be straight up, which puts the driver at risk of flipping at the end. So it likes to be stupid. Fine, let me have Chastain do a test run. No, they still have a chance of making it. But literally, lap 1 isn't even done yet. We're already raging here in Darlington because our lap in this group isn't even done. One of these 3 drivers are joining Jimmy in his group. Tell me it's not going to have a mess up. Ross Chastain is going to lead lap number 1, followed by Joey Logano, followed by Tyler Reddick, and by barely anything, Ty Dillon. So surprisingly, Dillon, because he was right in front of the camera, is going to make it to the end. So, they reorganize the cars real quick. Tyler Reddick leads lap number 2, followed by Ty Dillon and Ross Chastain. All 3 drivers are going to remain. Who is going to make it to the final round? It's hard enough of a hit that will count as an injury. Since we don't have drivers being raped anymore, so... Oh! Tyler Reddick is going to have hope at Darlington. He leads the lap. He's going to advance to the next round. And Ty Dillon, who flipped in the back, and Ross Chastain are going to lose hope in Darlington. They are not going to advance. Let's get on to session number 2. Session number 2. Group 1, Brad Keselowski playoffs and Chase Briscoe playoffs. My favorite drivers, the same manufacturer, but not teammates, but manufacturer teammates, and they're both in the playoffs. Who is going to make it? Chase Briscoe is going to lead lap number 1 in Darlington. That's a big change up. Briscoe's getting the momentum. Oh, and they're going to flip at the end. Neither of them make it. But Briscoe beats Keselowski. So Briscoe is going to have luck in Darlington. He's going to make it to the next round. And sadly, Brad Keselowski is going to be out in Darlington. In the next group, we have Kyle Busch playoffs and Bubba Wallace playoffs. not manufacturer teammates. Not teammates, but they're both in the playoffs. What are these two drivers going to do in Darlington? Bubba Wallace is going to lead lap number 1 over Kyle Busch. Bubba Wallace is going to lead lap number 2 over Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch is going to need something or a chance so he doesn't fall to the bottom of the pack. He's not going to have that chance. Bubba Wallace has hope in Darlington. He's going to lead that lap. He leads all 3. Bubba Wallace advances to the next round. And Kyle Busch is going to lose hope in Darlington. Our All-Star Race winner, he will not make it. And in the next group, we have Alex Bowman playoffs and Harrison Burton playoffs. How is that going to do? They're not the same. They're not manufacturer teammates. They're not teammates, but they're both in the playoffs. That can do something. Alex Bowman leads lap 1 of Harrison Burton. Oh, was that make it, or is that lose it? That was a make it, but that has. Yeah, that was a make it, but Harrison Burton's going to lead lap number 2. Harrison Burton turns left versus Little Powwow. Harrison Burton is going to have luck in Darlington. He has hope. He's going to advance to the next round, and Alex Bowman loses hope in Darlington. He is out. In the next round, we have Denny Hamlin playoffs and William Byron playoffs. They're not manufacturer teammates. They're not teammates, and only William Byron is in the playoffs. Now we're getting to the group of non-playoff drivers and playoff drivers. William Byron is going to lead lap number 1. Tiger's got fire on pit road. Byron's going to lead lap number 2. But Denny Hamlin is going to lead lap number 3. Meaning William Byron's going to lose hope in Darlington. He is not going to advance with a playoff driver. Denny Hamlin, a non-playoff driver, is going to have hope. He is going to advance to the next round. Yeah, you ant. Scoots. Do it. On Earth. I don't know where that ant went, but in the next row we have Ricky Styles Jr. and Ty Gibbs. Who's going to make it in this round? Playoff driver, a Stenhouse. Ricky Styles Jr. is going to lead lap number 1. But it's going to be Ty Gibbs leading lap number 2. One more lap. Ty Gibbs and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Oh, God. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., a playoff driver, is going to have hope. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is going to advance to the next round. And Ty Gibbs is going to lose hope in Darlington. He does not advance. In the next group, we have Corey LaJoie and Austin Dillon, which remind me of Bloodman Corey LaJoie in the airport number 3. But in the next row, we have Corey LaJoie and Austin Dillon, both not in the playoffs. And they're the same manufacturer. They're not teammates, but they're manufacturer teammates. And they're both out of the playoffs. The rest of the groups are not in the playoffs. And it is Austin Dillon leading lap number 1 because he gave the camera a little head bump, but blocked him from fully passing the box. So, did he make it that time? No, Corey LaJoy is going to lose hope in Darlington. He is not going to advance. And Austin Dillon is going to join Rick Stouse Jr.'s group. He is going to advance. In the next group, we have non-playoff drivers Christopher Bell and Kyle Larson. Who's going to make it now? Oh! Cease! Ditch ripping. Kyle Larson's going to lead lap 1 because Kyle Larson put some Bell into the camera and flipped Bell. Oh, Larson didn't mean to, but he flips Bell, so Larson leads lap number 1. Bruh, yeah. Because I'm watching Rowdy Pants stream on the TV. Christopher Bell leads lap number 2. Because I'm watching Rowdy Pants stream on the TV, but I'm also doing this. And I'm watching every now and then. And I have just figured out that Ty Gibbs caught on fire. So, one more lap. And a photo finish. I could not tell who that was. It was a tie. That was a tie. Somehow a tie, so they're going to have another suit to the finish. Christopher Bell is going to have hope in Darlington. He is going to advance to the next round after being flipped upside down by Kyle Larson. And Kyle Larson is going to lose up in Darlington. He is out. So I believe all Hendrick cars. Yep. All Hendrick cars are out in Darlington. So that's a big surprise of all Hendrick cars being out in Darlington. But in the last row, we have Josh Berry and Tyler Reddick. So, Jimmy Johnson and Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick was a rookie when Jimmy retired. And now, looky here, Tyler Reddick with 4 career wins, I believe. Only 3 years later. Oh! Tyler Reddick led that lap, and Jimmy didn't make it. Meaning Jimmy Johnson is going to lose hope in Darlington. He is out. And Tyler Reddick is going to advance because he has hope in Darlington. So he's going to join in Christopher Bell's group. After this, there'll be 4 groups. So we have this group, and then we'll have another session, and then one more session. So 3 more sessions before the end to see who our Darlington winner will be. Group number 1, Chase Briscoe playoffs and Bubba Wallace playoffs. Not teammates, not manufacturer teammates, but both in the playoffs. Who is going to make it? Because I believe it is Eric Jones and Joey Logano out of the playoffs. Bubba Wallace is going to lead lap number 1 over Chase Briscoe. Something about Bubba Wallace's car is just dominating today. He didn't make it that time. Wallace led lap 2. No, Briscoe led lap 2 because Wallace didn't make it that time. So for once, Wallace was not going to dominate. Wallace loses hope. He is out in Darlington. Chase Briscoe is going to have hope in Darlington. He is going to advance to what I believe is 2 rounds before the final round. And in the next group, we have Harrison Burton and Harrison Burton playoffs and Denny Hamlin. Who's going to make it? Harrison Burton, they're not manufacturer teammates. They're not teammates, but Harrison Burton is in the playoffs. Harrison Burton leads lap number 1 over Denny Hamlin in a photo finish. Lap 2 in a photo finish over Denny Hamlin. One more time. But that time it's going to be Denny Hamlin with hope. Denny Hamlin is going to have hope in Darlington. He advances to the next round because he led that lap. So he is going to join Chase Briscoe in his round. And Harrison Burton, a playoff driver, loses hope in Darlington. Darlington, he is not going to advance. In the next round, we have Ricky Stenhouse Jr., playoffs, and Austin Dillon. When I say their name and I say playoffs afterwards, that means they're in the playoffs. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., they are the same manufacturer, but they're not. They're manufacturer teammates, but they're not teammates. And Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is in the playoffs. Austin Dillon leads lap number 1 in the photo finish over Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is going to lead lap 2 over Austin Dillon. And Austin, the heck? Okay, I don't know what's on me. Something. But Kevin Harvick. No, I don't know why I just said Kevin Harvick. I swear. Austin Dillon is going to lose hope at Darlington. He has split. He is not going to advance. And Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is going to advance to the next round. And the last group in this session, we have Christopher Bell and Tyler Reddick, manufacturer teammates. Well, basically, Tyler Reddick's a semi because I'm using the custom semi, but it's a Toyota. Manufacturer teammates, but they're not teammates, and they are both not in the playoffs. Christopher Bell leads lap number 1. Oh, God. Ooh. Over Tyler Reddick. Oh. And it's... Yep, I just got a notification from SKU2. SKU car, whatever. Yep. There's the incident. Ty Gibbs with the pit road incident because I just got the notification. But Tyler Reddick's going to lead lap number 2. Now, who is going to join us in the second to last round? Tyler Reddick is going to join us in the second to last round. Christopher Bell is going to lose hope in Darlington. He is not going to advance. And Tyler Reddick has hope in Darlington. He's going to advance. One more round. Whoever wins this round is going to advance. Whoever wins this round is going to advance. And then 2 drivers to round it out to the finish. So this is our second to last. And group number 1, we have Chase Briscoe, playoffs, and Denny Hamlin. Now imagine if a playoff driver is going to make it into the final 2 rounds. I wonder who's going to win it. It's Stenhouse or Briscoe. They're the only playoff drivers that are in it. Chase Briscoe is going to lead lap number 1 over Denny Hamlin. Chase Briscoe might be stronger than Denny. And then a photo finish, Denny Hamlin's going to lead lap number 2. One more round. And then the photo finish. Who was it at the end? And by barely anything, Denny Hamlin is going to have hope in Darlington. He's going to advance to the last 2 driver rounds. And Chase Briscoe, a playoff driver, loses hope in Darlington. He is not going to advance. Only one more playoff driver remains in this. Can he advance to the final round? One more round, one more group, and then the last group to advance to the final 2 drivers to win it. We have Ricky Stenhouse Jr., playoffs, and Tyler Reddick, who is going to join Denny Hamlin in the last 2 runs. We're about to find out. Oh, Kyler Reddick and Ricky Styles Jr. both on their lid. That's going to be Kyler Reddick leading lap number 1 over Ricky Styles Jr. In the next round, Kyler Reddick's going to lead over Stenhouse Jr. Lap 2. This is Kyler Reddick fan. No! And Stenhouse that time is going to beat Tyler Reddick. Ricky Styles Jr. has opened Darlington. A playoff driver is going to complete with a non-playoff driver. That is Denny Hamlin in the final round. That's Ricky Styles Jr. It's going to be Stenhouse versus Hamlin. Hamlin has a chance to get his first win of the year. He has not won in almost over a year. He hasn't won Richmond in over a year. And he has almost not won his second race at North Wilkesboro. He hasn't won his second race at North Wilkesboro in almost over a year. So it's Kyler Reddick is out. One more round to decide who is going to make it, who is going to win. It is Denny Hamlin versus Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Who is going to win in Darlington? A non-playoff driver. That's Denny Hamlin. Versus a playoff driver. That's Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He was at risk of not making it, but now he is most likely to not make it because I haven't made up the points yet. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. leads lap number 1 over Denny Hamlin. Can Stenhouse get his first career win in the Nascar Kendrick Cup? Denny Hamlin's going to lead lap number 2. One more lap to go. Who is going to win it? Denny Hamlin or Ricky Stenhouse Jr.? Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is going to get his first career NASCAR YouTuber Cup Series win. He is going to advance for sure along with another 8 drivers. And basically a photo finish. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., a playoff driver, is going to win in Darlington. And Denny Hamlin is out. He is not going to make it. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is going to burn it down in Darlington, a playoff driver. And in his basically rookie year, but not, he's going to win his first career race in the NASCAR Kinder Cup Series. So now we need to put up our standings. That's what I'm concerned about. So let's scoot the camera a little bit back. So now, yes, Stenhouse is at the top of the standings. And second in the standings is going to be Briscoe. So Briscoe is going to join Stenhouse in the round of 8. And then the next person we've got in the playoffs, Harrison Burton's going to join Chase Briscoe. And then next, Bubba Wallace is going to join Harrison Burton. And then next, Brad Keselowski is going to join Bubba Wallace. And then next, Kyle Busch is going to join Brad Keselowski. And next, Alex Bowman is going to join Kyle Busch. Next, William Byron's going to join Alex Bowman. Next, Eric Jones is going to join William Byron. And next, Joey Logano is going to join Eric Jones. Is that our 10? That's our 10. And the last 2 don't advance. Meaning, Joey Logano and Eric Jones are eliminated from the NASCAR Kinder Cup Series playoffs. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is going to be leading us in the next group, and William Byron and Alex Bowman are currently at risk of being eliminated now. But it is Joey Logano and Eric Jones to be eliminated in Darlington. They are out of the playoffs. And that's a big win for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. getting his first ever career win. And But sadly for Polish Racer, because he's a Joey fan, Logano knocked out of the playoffs along with Eric Jones. Next up is Texas for the round of 8. Well, it's going. How is Texas going to go? It's my question. And here is your new playoff grid. Here are your drivers in the round of 8 for the NASCAR Kinder Cup Series playoffs. Ricky Styles Jr., Chase Briscoe, Harrison Burton, Bubba Wallace, Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch, Alex Bowman, and William Byron are your drivers in the NASCAR Kinder Cup Series playoffs. So I said most likely Logano and Jones would be eliminated, and I said that right because Logano and Jones have been eliminated, and Rowdy Finn's going to be really unhappy once he figures out that Stenhouse was not eliminated and that he actually won Darlington. It has been officially a year since Eric Jones has won the Southern 500, and that is the race he advanced to the round of 8. Oh, that's the race he advanced to the round of... That's the race he advanced to the round of 6, because last year, I'm pretty sure we had round of 8, round of 6, round of 4, championship 2. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And I'm pretty sure he was in the round of 8 and won Darlington to advance. This year it's going to be round of 10, round of 8, round of 6, championship 4. But, so yeah, it's Joey Logano and Eric Jones eliminated from the NASCAR Kinder Cup Series playoffs. These are your drivers for the round of 8. And I'll see y'all tomorrow at Texas.